Good evening, everyone. It's the 16th of April, Sunday evening, and I've entitled this video Unanswered Questions. Unanswered Questions. There are many things that we don't know. Now, a lot of people don't want to admit they don't know certain things. They want to make you believe that they have an answer to everything, but in reality they don't have the answer. And when you start thinking about the complex subjects out there, it boggles the mind. It's because we're finite beings. God is infinite. He knows everything. He's omniscient. He's omnipresent. He's all-knowing. There's nothing that God is limited by. He's created all things, and by him all things consist. But there are certain questions for the human being that remain unanswered and may never be answered for us. I don't know. Why is it that some people are born with a tremendous gift of intelligence, while other people are born with very marginal or minimal intelligence? Why are some people born blind and some people have 20/20 vision? Why is it that some people are born deaf, they can't hear a thing, while other people have perfect hearing? Why are some people born without any legs or arms, while other people have all of their limbs? Why are some people born with Down syndrome, while other people are born with tremendous musical talents? Why are some people born in very poor, impoverished countries, and other people are born in wealth, third, second generation wealth? These are all questions that we don't fully understand. It's in God's sovereign hand. Why are some people murdered? Why are some people stricken with terminal illness? Why are some people that go through seemingly most of their life totally unscathed, no problems, seem to have the world by the tail, so to speak, and have all the money they could ever want, all the wealth they could ever want, and a family with no major problems, while other families have one catastrophe after another? Look at all the deaths associated with the Kennedy family. John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy Jr. was killed in that plane crash. Unanswered questions. The only answer that we have is that God is sovereign over these things. He's sovereign over the good and over the bad. He's sovereign over health. He's sovereign over disease. He's sovereign over wealth. He's sovereign over poverty. He's sovereign over intelligence. He's sovereign over those who are born without any intelligence. He's sovereign over the handicapped. He's sovereign over those that are, have all their faculties. Sovereignty means total control. God has total control. He's not limited by time or space. And that's the only answer I can give about unanswered questions. There's a song we sing, farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. But right now, we see through a glass darkly. We don't understand how that there can be such a contrast between good and evil, between the wealthy and the poor, between the healthy and the disease, between those that lived in high density cities and those that live at the end of the world. It's amazing, isn't it? Those that travel the world, and some people that never even leave the four corners of their own house hardly. These are all viable questions, but many of them are just impossible for us to answer. God has destined all things that have happened. I wrote this book back in 1997, I believe, and I've talked about it on the program, 2017. The Lies of Free Will. Do you control your own destiny? Do you control your own destiny? No, you do not. You don't have a free will. I can prove that by the fact that you were born and conceived in sin. You didn't choose to be born into this world. You didn't choose your own parents. You didn't choose where you would be brought up. You didn't even choose what grade school you would go through to. You do not control your own destiny. God's in control of your destiny. Well, that's what's on my mind tonight. I want to encourage you to look at God's sovereignty again in a different light and realize that He is in charge. The 9th chapter of Romans says that hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one unto honor and one unto dishonor? The Bible says He is the potter, we are the clay. And He is the creator, and we're created beings. And so the question we should ask ourselves is, what should be our relationship to our Creator? If He created us, shouldn't we have a relationship with our Creator? Well, these are all things to ponder and think about. May you have a good week coming up, and let us proclaim the awesome sovereign hand of God in all things. God bless.